Let's see, I got my clubs, shoes, I got some golf gloves, balls, plenty of balls, I need plenty of balls. Got some Gauze Tex, that's good. Bandages, good. Good yardage book, that's okay. Sunblock, 30, okay, water repellent, good, good. Compass, rabbit's foot ball retriever, yeah, ball retriever. Yeah, astrological chart, hats, and I got plenty of teas. Perfect, I think I got everything. All right. Hi, I'm Gary McCord for Birdies and Bloopers. I'm sure most of you people recognize me from the PGA Tour. Remember Milwaukee, second place back in it doesn't matter anyway. Today I'm going to take you through some of the great and not so great moments in golf. Okay? Here we go. Listen, Acme Locksmith, yeah, this is Gary McCord. I'm over at Desert Falls Country Club. I've got a white Mercedes. I've locked the keys in the trunk. I'd really, really appreciate it. Okay, great, thanks. Okay, we're off. This ought to be fun.
Dateline, New York City. The New York Yankees have hired hitting coach Delwood Binkman, who has devised a revolutionary new way to help slumping shortstop Phil Rizzuto solve his batting woes. The Scooter, who has gone 0 for July, has been having trouble with his hand and eye coordination. An exasperated Rizzuto has just not been able to make contact with the ball. Try moving up to a bigger stick, suggests the Binkster, as he is playfully referred to by the team. Oh well, back to the drawing board. Maybe we should work on some bunting, says Delwood, as he introduces yet another unique exercise. But how can he get Rizzuto to keep his eye on the ball? Well, as the Yankee front office likes to say, just leave it to Binkman.
As you can see, I've kept myself in pretty good shape. You know, my golf swing isn't bad either right now. I can't tell you the excitement of teeing off at a PGA Tour event. It's just exhilarating. It's unbelievable what comes over you down the first tee. But also, the constant agony of defeat. It's always there, every day. Ooh. Oh well, here we go. 4 on the left, look out on the left, look out for the tree, look out, oh, ow! Ooh. I guess the birdie's out of the question.
This is a combat sport.
Before President Ford came along, no one thought of golf as a contact sport. Here's LPGA pro Hollis Stacy at the 1989 Jamaica Classic. You've got to keep your eye on the ball. As a spectator sport, golf is in a class by itself. What other sport do the spectators and the athletes get the same amount of exercise? And golf fans are as loyal and as interesting as any fans in sport. And sometimes they can be more entertaining than the golf tournament itself.
Arnold Palmer is the greatest. He really is. I can't reveal that. That would be showing my prejudice. I love them all.
I don't know any golf jokes.
I'm trying to think. I know the punchline.
Or any good golf joke.
Do I know any golf jokes? Are you kidding?
I can't give the punchline without the joke.
What's the limit on the language?
So these guys are comparing scores after their round. One fella says to the other, what'd you get on the first hole? He says, I got an 8. What'd you get in the second hole? I got an 8. What'd you get in the third hole? I got an 8. What'd you get on the fourth hole? I got a 9. How come you got a 9? You got 8s on all the others. He says, what do you think I am, a machine?
Come on, anybody, help us out here.
One-iron joke.
Yes, one-iron joke.
So somebody asked this fellow, says, how come you don't play with Charlie anymore? He says, how come I don't play with Charlie? He says, would you play with someone who cheated on his score? Would you play with somebody who moved his ball in the rough? Would you play with someone who makes noise while you're trying to hit the ball? Well, neither will Charlie.
Go ahead and make up, you got 3, just make up 3, any 3 clubs, they all put in a wall.
Right.
And the next guy gets up. And,
Oh, maybe Moses is playing. Right.
or you use biblical characters.
No, it's who does he think he is? Arnold Palmer? No, Jesus Christ, because it's Jesus and Moses and
It don't want to.
You know, there's so many golf stories, how could you possibly remember them all?
Well, the punchline of the joke, which I really don't remember, is, who does he think he is? Jesus Christ? No, Arnold Palmer.
The only way I'll ever make any money from this game is when I sell my clubs.
it's a hysterical joke. If we could just remember it.
Let's see, how would I describe the most perfect woman? Let's see, she'd be smart, beautiful, sense of humor, and she'd finish 1 or 2 shots behind me. Listen, I'll take a win any way I can at this point in my career. You know, there's a lot of lovely women in the world of golf, and boy, can they play. And here's a few shots you're not going to want to miss.
These gals are so wonderful, you know, how cooperative they are. They play so much better than we do.
手にした選手がいます。この人2アート。153ヤード、ちょっとティーが前でした。6アイアンで、見事です。
そうですね。実質距離が148ヤードぐらいですか。31歳で、プロとしては2回目のホールインワンですね。
5, 46, 47 and a half. 47 and a half yards. You can't believe what goes into hitting this golf shot. The different things that affect this golf ball. The wind, the grass, cut in my ball, the humidity.
The pollen count, northern lights, Coriolis effect, the rain, leptons and quarks, my wife's checking account, thermomagnetic fields. What am I doing? Easy. Relax, relax. Just hit the ball. It's simple. Speaking of simple, I got 2 shots for you you're not going to believe. The ultimate golf shot, the hole-in-one, every golfer's dream. Watch these. That's unbelievable. Holes in one. You know, they can really help your score. I've had 13 of them. Now, let's go to the next best thing. How about a double eagle? I've only had one of those. Well, we're going to see LPGA pro Patty Sheehan make hers. Look at this. Hey, who am I kidding? If I would have made that shot, I would have been handing out 8x10 color autographed glossy photos. Hey, while we're on a roll, eagles, anyone? Pretty good eagle, huh? Is that pretty or what? You know, a birdie is a beautiful thing, but most people are just happy to make pars. In this case, this shot will probably go down in history as the greatest shot ever to win a major. Some shots don't have to go in the hole to be amazing. Take this one, for example. I still can't believe this. This is what makes the Mex awful merry. The difference between a good golfer and a great golfer is that in this situation, the great golfer always hits that type of shot. And this situation calls for a professional type shot or a great shot. See if I can handle it. Perfect. Well, I'm not on the green, but I'm not in too bad a shape right here. You know, there's some spots on golf courses that you can't believe. Stephen King wouldn't even write about some of these spots because they're so ghoulish.
I'd say Greg Norman's got himself in the thick of it. Oh my, he's really getting in deep now. He'll be lucky to salvage a bogey on this hole.
Now, if there's any way to get excited about a bogey, that's got to be it. And for all you superstitious ones out there, that was Greg Norman's 13th hole.
This message has been brought to you by GLAD, Golf Lovers Against Drinking and Driving. Authorities in Gainesville, Florida have uncovered information concerning a roving band of deviants who are dedicated to corrupting young Americans involved in recreational sports. Unsuspecting lady golfers are particularly susceptible to these vicious thugs. Gang leader Ratso Richards fills his prey with a spiked elixir that he promises will take at least 3 strokes off their score. Don't be fooled, as these scoundrels are not to be trusted. And that goes for you fellas also. Golfers, beware.
Golf seems to be the celebrity sport of choice. From politics to the big names of show business and sports. They're all going crazy for this game. The great Bambino, the legendary Babe Ruth, one of the best swingers in the game. Baseball, that is. Now here's the all-time leading money winner. J.D. Rockefeller himself.
I would have combed my hair if I'd known you were all going to be here. Or bake a cake or something. Out of bounds.
No.
What?
Well, I didn't see where it went. Mickey Mouse. You got Mickey Mouse?
You playing with that on?
I play with that. It matches my backswing. My Mickey Mouse backswing. That's what I read in the paper.
Pretty bad shot, but I'm out there.
Oh, I screwed it up.
It's not the place to be, though.
Hey, don't quit your day job.
Onward.
Do you get mulligans? You got my best shot.
Hey, you know, we always hear that age-old argument of which sport is the better athlete, or what sport requires the greatest skills.
In my opinion, I think it's the toughest sport of all of them. I played football, basketball, baseball, all of them. I think golf, without a doubt, is the toughest of them all.
Here's Hal Greer, Philadelphia 76er pro basketball star from 1963 to 1973. On the NBA All-Star team 10 years in a row with 21,000 career points. Now here's a guy whose legendary cool sure looks like it translates to the pressure game. John Hondo Havlicek. Bob Cousy.
For what it's worth, in my judgment, hockey players maybe make the easiest transition. And then basketball, then perhaps baseball, and last, I think football players have the greatest difficulty. But it's hand-eye coordination.
It would not appear that his talents translated too well to the game of golf. But hey, he's having fun. And while we're still on the Celtics, here's Sam Jones, a Boston Celtic from 1957 to 1969. Sam had 10 NBA World Championship years in basketball.
That man's life is in danger. Can I believe you stand up there and do this?
All right, so let's check in with the real power brokers of sport. Here's Jim Taylor, the Green Bay Packers from 1958 to 1966. Looks great, especially on the golf course. I'm not so sure where he might have picked up that stance, but I guess it works for him. David Deacon Jones, one of the all-time great NFL players on the Ram defensive line. All-Pro 10 times with 14 years in football, is an NFL Hall of Famer.
Boy, I just crunched that one.
Hockey players sometimes try to think that they just use bigger sticks and that golf is just about the same. Now let's look at this form. Stan Mikita of the Chicago Blackhawks from 1958 to 1980. Here's Derek Sanderson, the 9-year NHL hockey player of the Boston Bruins who played on 2 Stanley Cup teams. Well, Gump Horsley, after 22 years as an NHL Hall of Fame goaltender, doesn't look too much for the wear. Now, he played when they didn't wear face masks. Now, watch this. Hey, he's having fun. Hey, this TV's Barney Miller, Hal Linden. Interesting form there, Hal, but it's the results that count. What a putt. Who does he think makes the best golf partner?
The hockey players are great because they've got that wrist. They turn over their hands when they hit. They're used to hitting the hockey puck, right? And so hockey players are generally the best. But a good athlete can generally transform his talent into another sport.
Ah, yes. Everyone thinks baseball players make such great golfers. Check out Rick Miller, Boston Red Sox player. What does he think?
I'm just not that good a golfer.
Chipping can be a very underdeveloped part of anybody's game. And for something this important, I can't believe I don't see more of you out there practicing this part of your game. Now, these little shots around the greens can drive people nuts. They can make you want to pull your hair out. Obviously, I've had a lot of chip shots. Watch this. Hey, not bad. Now I'm going to really show you some good chips.
Say, Arnie, look, I got a new jacket for you.
I don't know, Jack. My wife says I don't look good in green.
Ah, come on, of course you do. It'll go great with your complexion.
Really? You really think so, huh?
Hey, I know so. In fact, I got room at home in my closet for 5 of these.
Show off.
You know, there's a lot of idiosyncrasies involved with putting. Whether it be the speed of the green, the grain that's involved, the certain slope, everybody is different. They all go about it a certain way. Whatever way it is, though, they use a lot of concentration because this is where the game is won or lost, right here on the putting green. This is where the people stop eating their popcorn and they watch. Take Julie Inkster here, for instance. Well, we'll come back to Julie later. Julie is deep in concentration. Well, we'll come back to Julie later. Why don't we see how Julie's doing? I think Julie is finally ready to hit. Now we've saved the best putt for last. What you're about to see has not been altered in any way. This is a flagrant case of gravity. Now, does anybody out there have any idea of why they call the green the dance floor? Well, here's our version. Maestro? Da-da, 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 do-do-do. Well, that wasn't one of the quickest holes I've ever played. But I do hold the record for one of the fastest rounds ever played. You know, on the tour I wasn't known as always the best player, but I've always known as being a pretty fast player. I'll tell you one story. It was back many years ago. We were playing Hilton Head, Harbor Town Classic. A fellow pro and I named Bill Mallon, twosome. First guy is off in the field on Sunday. And remember, I had to catch a flight. There was a flight later that day that went to Atlanta, way later, and I have to sit around, but there was another flight that was 2 hours after I teed off. So I told this to Bill, and we started talking and went up kibitzing. Obviously, we weren't playing too good, teeing off first in the golf tournament on Sunday. And he says, I'll tell you what, if one of us get playing bad, why don't we just hurry it up, see if you can make that flight. I said, okay. So he gets on the first tee, hits it out of bounds to the left. He looked at me and he says, let's see if you can make that flight. I said, you're on. So we started going. And we figured out that if we could run, kind of jog all the way around. Now we'd have to play every hole in about 5-6 minutes. So that means we have to play the par 5s and really run. We had to play the par 3s. We could take our time a little bit. The idea was to put our caddies out ahead of us one full shot. We'd hit a ball out there. Caddies would run up to the ball, throw down an iron or whatever club it took to get to the green, and they'd take off. So they kept ahead of us. So this went on. We played 9 holes. We lost our score on the 3rd hole. She was tired. She left. So we kept going. We played the first 9 holes in 45 minutes. So we started going. Field staff came out. We're running. The field staff warned us that we're going to be fined for conduct unbecoming a professional golfer for playing too fast. I said, that won't last too long. So we kept going. I remember we got to the 18th hole, winded. I knocked in my last putt, fell down on the green. We played it 1 hour and 26 minutes. Now the funny thing is, that was I think the lowest score I shot in the tournament, 75. And by the way, I did make the flight.
Birdies and Bloopers presents Strange Moments in Golf.
Hey, bud, get a load of this. Costello's caddy is handing him his wetsuit.
I think he's going to play through.
Well, Costello's got his work cut out for him. This pond is a popular resting place for a great many golf balls.
That's right, Lou. Not only will he have to find his ball, he's going to have to figure out if the ball he finds is his.
That could prove to be a problem because Costello uses a very popular ball.
Oh dear, it would seem that Costello's trying to manicure the lake bottom to improve his lie. I wonder if the marshals will pick him up on that. A nasty 2-stroke penalty if he's caught.
Now, I'm sure that one of those has got to be his. Let's get back to Gary McCord.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed us today on Birdies and Bloopers, but don't go away just yet. We've got a big finish for you. Now, you're probably waiting for me to hit a drive about 320 yards here on the last hole, take out my 7-iron, with the aid of a camera and hit it about that far, aren't you? But no, We've got a specialty shot ready for you today. Now watch this. Not bad, huh? Hey, now that's golf. I'm Gary McCord for Birdies and Bloopers. See you next time.